how the shilling traded currencies. Now, the question of the day today is, why do you think most Saccos and chamas fail? Why do you think most Saccos and chamas fail? Share with us how your Sacco or chama is successful or has been struggling, and tweet us to @TV47KE and @Lucy_Riley with the hashtag DaysCounterKE. Now, welcome to the business news. Good news for suppliers, as firms that delay in making payments face actually 10 million Kenya shillings fine for doing so. This is according to a proposed amendment on the Competition Act 2010. According to the Act, the heads of the various default firms could also be committed to a maximum jail term of 5 years if found guilty. Now, this comes at a time when suppliers are facing hard times with their money having to wait for ages in the arms of the firms. According to KEPSA, cash flow challenges had compounded since September, whilst the access of loans had been harbored by the ceiling on loan charges. Now, moving on, the SOAR Africa Leadership and Entrepreneurship Summit is set to take place on the 4th to the 6th of September at the Kasarani Indoor Arena. The summit is meant to bring together senior and emerging leaders across African industries, which will aim at addressing global issues by promoting close collaboration. According to KCB Group Chief Executive Joshua Kiegara, the summit for the two-day summit will actually encourage meaningful exchange of perspectives and ideas. Now, even as the government continues to hold its October 1st deadline on the 1,000 shilling notes, traders in Embu are decrying the lack of 1,000 shilling notes in the area. Now, the traders, most of whom fear to lose their money when the deadline arrives, are complaining that the bankers and banks, due to lack of the new notes, despite the Central Bank of Kenya, says that the banks will get stuffed with the new notes. Now, according to locals, the fake currency has already started circulating in the area, while 3 people already behind bars for printing this fake currency. Now, moving on, Busia County Assembly has allocated 6.27% in the month of June, up from 5.7% for the previous month. Now, the inflation has been as a result of higher price advancement for food and non-alcoholic beverages, where much affected by the rise. Now, the rise is the highest since April. However, consumers actually saw the prices decrease by 0.36%. Now, traders in Nyamakima are calling on the government to intervene and find lasting solutions to the current state of affairs, where traders in the infamous trading point are closing the shops. Now, a spot check in the area revealed that the number of traders frequenting the area actually reduced significantly, commensurating to the closure of the businesses in the area. Now, one of our reporters, Salome Mwiruri, visited the area and filed the following report.
Tuesday morning and business is slow in Nyamakima Trading Center. A few traders are here to buy a variety of commodities ranging from auto spares to electric wares, but business is slow, and this is why.
Biashara iko chini sana. Vile hali iko.
Traders here want the government to relook at the cost of doing business. Moreover, they feel that the government is responsible for their current situation due to the delays of clearing goods at the Mombasa port, an issue that they feel should be addressed immediately.
I have been here for 2 years, and initially things were well, but kutoka saa ile mizigo ilianza kufugiwa huko Mombasa, actually tumekuwa tunateseka sana. And I'm wondering, like, sisi, we are working genuinely. Mali yetu,
but it is not the state of the economy that breaks the hearts of such Kenyans who have already tightened their belts during the hard economic times that they are facing, but the plunder by state officials who are being arraigned in court each and every morning.
This country, imekuwa like everyone is trying to steal from the other person. There is no society that works that way. Like, these people, we see them, they are stealing millions of money and zinaenda kwa their pockets. But you find that these people who are working genuinely, they are oppressed.
Kashfa ya corruption. Tungependa uletwe kwa kiwanja tukuone, tujue wewe ndio umeleta matatizo kwa kazi yetu.
A good performing agriculture sector and manufacturing industry, to mention but just a few, are the indicators of a booming economy. But if the closure of such a business indicates the state of the Kenyan economy, Kenyans can only hope that things will get better.
Now, on our special feature today, we take a look at one of the notable family businesses in Kenya with over 70 years of experience. The Panessa family has no doubt contributed so much to the economy. Let's listen in.
Every investment starts with 1 shilling, and with proper planning, one can achieve the unthinkable. Panessa was started 70 years ago in Gikomba Market, and their vision today is not only to grow in Africa, but in the world. Today on our Family Business Show, we're going to be spending the day with Panessa family as they tell us more about family business. Come with me. This stunning showroom has taken shape over the years, from its humble beginnings in Gikomba Market to a 1 billion shilling investment. This is Panessa Interiors showroom, situated along the busy Nairobi-Mombasa highway here in Nairobi.
It started in 1948. It's founded by my grandfather in 1948. It's a pretty much completely a Kenyan-run business. We manufacture furniture, and we are now obviously moving into the field of interior design.
My father started it before my birth, so I really don't know how he got. But when I started going to work when I was 6 years old, what I can remember, his little workshop was of a size of a bedroom only. It was only himself working there, so he had a workbench and his personal tools, and that's where he was making whatever he was making and supplying to shopkeepers who would sell it.
Moni Panessa lived in Isili, a then Indian residential estate, until the age of 14 when they moved to Juja Road Estate. Isli is located in the East Central District of Nairobi, Kenya, with its main occupants being the Somali community. Many argue that Isili is a country inside the country because of all the businesses that run under this roof. Decades ago, a little boy was born by the name Moni, and no one knew he would grow to be a billionaire in this country. And today on our Family Business Show, we feature him to tell us more where it exactly all started.
So grew up in Isili, eventually moved to Juja Road, and I was about 13, 14 years old, and went to buy the chicken for the family, because on Sunday was a chicken day, right? A special day, so you could have chicken on that day. So went to buy chicken from Kirioko. And I would walk through Pimani and go to Kirioko from the back route, because that was easier to walk through. It's about 3 kilometers long, so it was easier to go there walking. So I went there, bought the chicken and everything. On my way, when I was coming back, I would see 2 young guys walking with me, one on my left, one on right. I said, oh, today I've got a problem here, right? These guys are going to grab things off me, right? So because I'd bought chicken, I was holding the chicken tight to myself, right? And said, so don't run away with the chicken which I bought for the family. But apparently those guys were eyeing something else. I was wearing a pair of new shoes. So they pushed me down, I fell down, they removed my shoes and ran away with my shoes.
Upon completion of high school, Moni moved to the States for his university education. He credits his upbringing to his success today.
Very serious thing, listen to it. He says, up to now, I thought my blood was good, but one of my children has proved to me that my blood was dirty. He says, one of my child has done something which I didn't expect that any of my children would do that. He says, so just by doing something wrong, the child has proven to me that my blood was dirty. Would you believe it? So that's how the sort of depths you learn from parents who have gone through a lot in life, right? They have struggled in life and made sure that whatever they fed their children was from hard-earned money. That's the most important bit is that in life, right? What you feed your children with. Feeding is not only food. It's not only food, right? It's the way they are brought up, the way they lived, their manners and everything like that.
He sleeves back to memory lane. He tells us of the first encounter he remembers of working with his dad.
The very first day I got there, and he sat down with me and told me, look, you're here not just to sit around, right? He says, can you see that Jiko? I said, yeah. He said, that Jiko has got to continue burning all day long because it had a hot glue pot sitting on it. See, the glue had to stay, or the glue he was using at that particular time had to be kept hot or made with hot water and everything like that. So he said, that Chico has got to go. I mean, you got to make sure it doesn't go down, the fire there doesn't go down, but it's not too much also. So all the sawdust you see, all the little pieces, you'll pick up everything from the floor, make sure the nails and everything go into the nail box. Other things go onto one side, the sawdust goes into that. He says, if the fire keeps burning, that you can have, the safria goes on it, we'll have tea from it and everything like that. So you've got to make sure it keeps on. So that's what I started off as a cleaner.
In August 1972, the then East African Airways had broken down, paving way for the birth of Kenya Airways, Kenya's national carrier. It was a hard nut to crack for the aeronautical engineering graduate Moni to propel the wings of his career by getting a job. The only option left was to join his father in running his business, a business that would later become his business.
So he mentioned that, well, I'm very happy that Mon has decided to join me in the business, right? And he said, I'm happy for him too. So he put a hand into his pocket and took out a key. She said, that's a key for a brand new car which I bought for you. He had not bought a brand new car for him up to then. The family had not seen a brand new car till then. But he showed me a key of a brand new car. He says, there's a car which I bought for you, just in appreciation that you have agreed to join us in business. He says, there's a car which you can go and collect from D.D. Dobies whenever you want to. Right. But he went into his pocket, took out another bunch of keys. This goes with this. These keys are for the workshop. You want this, you'll have to take this. So make up your mind. Choose. Of course, here's a young man looking for a brand new car. Okay. Give me both. I'll take both of them, right? I'll take the responsibility of the workshop and the car also. And that's it.
Panessa Interiors deals with household furniture and interior designing. Their clientele ranges from the who is who in Kenya and East Africa.
We've had very successful projects in the past working with very attentive clients. I would say attentive might be the right word, because we work with that top 1% of clientele in East Africa. Everything from the State House in Kenya to the State House in Rwanda, to the Serena hotels, and then again to some beautiful residential projects.
Veer Estate joined his dad 9 years ago after his degree in sports sciences, and since then, he has never looked back.
It was that time in my life when I was playing cricket when I realized I was not going to become a professional athlete. So I obviously had to make a career decision in my life. And at that point in time, it was to join my father in business.
How is it to work with your dad?
It's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, so like I said, we have a good relationship. We understand ourselves. We know when each person should take the lead in whatever conversation. And like I said, it's a successful partnership, I would say, so far.
Veer rose through the ranks, from a cleaner as his first job to the chief operations officer of the business.
What was the first task that your dad ever gave you when you came here?
To clean the office. It was essentially to make sure that you organize yourself and this is your space, and make sure you keep everything in order.
One might never guess what lies behind the walls when passing by the Nairobi-Mombasa highway. The furniture at Panisa is assembled under one roof. From the timber to the final product, the entire process is localized.
Both me and my fathers have touched or worked on each piece that you can see or you have seen from Panesis. We're heavily involved in the quality of whatever each piece comes out.
Well, nearly everything. Everything you see there is basically created by me.
So this is obviously your machining section. This is where all the wood gets cut into like its blocks.
Wow, this is fascinating. It smells so good. I like the smell of timber.
This is your CNC section, your cabinetry section. So where all the kitchens and wardrobes,
And everything.
that sort of stuff gets made over here.
Wow.
So you have like CNC machines. So I'll show you the CNC machines.
You must feel so good when you come and walk around here. See all these people doing amazing things. It's therapeutic, huh? What is this red thing? He made this here or you bought this? It doesn't look like. It looks like glass. It's made here.
Everything that you're seeing is made here. From like rustic doors
I know, let's look at this.
to like
Matchable.
old furniture, old Namutet furniture.
Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. Mambo.
This is your finishing department. This is where everything gets done.
Ah, like everything you polish.
So siding department.
Now, more people are staring into the jobless corner after Makini Group of Schools opted to restructure its staff. According to the school, there are positions that went extinct but are still being held, with the staff collecting remuneration a thing that they would like to relook. According to the management of the group of schools, all employees will sit within an organogram with clear reporting and line management so as to ensure responsibility. Now, this comes just weeks after School Limited acquired the school from Mary Okello at cost of 1 billion Kenya shillings. Now moving on, Morn Dietlef has exited the Big Square fast food chain. The founder of the fast food chain exits 9 years since it was founded. Now business with many has been cited that the boardroom wrangles are the main cause. According to reports, he is compensated by the business partners and was set to move to Ghana, where he looks to establish new businesses. The managing director of the company, Sebastian McKinley, however, insists that Morn Dietlef will remain as director of the fast food company. Now, Kenya's inflation index is at a high of 6.2% in the month of June, up from 5.7% in the previous month. Now, the inflation has led to a high price advancement for food and non-alcoholic beverages, which were much affected by the rise. The rise actually was on an all-time high since April. However, saw consumer prices decrease to 0.36% in July after a 0.69% slump, with the prices of transport clothing down to 0.22%. Now it's time to take a short break, but when we come back, we have lots more in store for you. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV47KE and on YouTube at TV47 Kenya. The question of the day is, why do you think most Saccos and chamas fail? Share with us how your Sacco or chama is successful or struggling. Tweet us at TV47KE and at Lucy_Riley with the hashtag DaysCounterKE.
Na yote yanayofungana hufunguka. Kila kukicha mapya yanasawazisha jana na ya leo.
Bila shaka hatuwezi kubadili muundo wa maisha yako, lakini hakikisho letu kwako ni kwamba tutahakikisha asubuhi yako inaanza katika mpigo uliobomba zaidi.
Inakuwaje Kenya tufunge Tanzania baada ya mechi kuimiliki?
Tunarauka nawe kwa uchambuzi wa kina wa taarifa mbalimbali.
Tutaangazia kaunti mbalimbali moja baada ya nyingine.
Mazungumzo na majadiliano yanayokujenga wewe nafsi yako.
Hatutasahau burudani Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa.
Ajali haina kinga wala kafara. Ajali iliyompooza katu asitembee tena.
When I was transferred to Kenyatta Hospital from Thika Hospital, I was diagnosed that I had a spinal injury that left my whole body from the neck totally paralyzed.
Lakini kumbe kipendacho moyo hura nyama mbichi.
When I was getting married to Mr. Moura, when my friends heard of it, a good number of them discouraged me. Na walikuwa wananiuliza, sasa ni nini umeona na kwa mzee ambaye ni mlemavu?
Ni nani humpiga jeki?
I always help my daddy. When the phone rings, I pick it up for him. When he wants to write something, I write for him. When he wants to move around, I wheel him.
Wengine wanahakiki kwamba yupo ngangari.
Ni jirani mzuri ambaye achuguri, yani mwenye anasema disability is not inability.
Hii ni dunia pili juzuu ya makali ya ajali. Mimi ni Wabogo Yusuf.
Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us here at TV47. My name is Lucy Riley and you are watching The Day's Counter. Now, the question of the day today is, why do you think most Saccos and chamas fail? Why do you think most Saccos and chamas fail? Share with us how your Sacco or chama is successful or is struggling. Tweet us to @TV47KE and @Lucy_Riley with the hashtag Days Counter KE. Now, we have got a few comments that are actually streaming in and I'd like to read a couple of them here. We've got Tito Koech. Thank you so much for watching the show, and actually your comment is inappropriation and embezzlement of funds. So this must be the reason why the Sacco or chama is currently failing. Now, a trade association, also known as industry trade group, business association, sector association, or industry body, is an organization founded and funded by businesses that operate in a specific industry. Now, while many continue to get into the business world, associations, groups, and chamas have proven to be instrumental to their growth. Or is it? Our reporter Alfred Maina from Muranga compiled the following. Take a look.
From Muranga County, a member and a beneficiary of a Sacco that is by the name Muranga County Bunge Sacco. From the time that I entered Muranga County Bunge Sacco, it is a free membership whereby I joined by buying shares, and also as per now I've been able to save because it does savings and credit. From that, I've been able to get credit from the same Sacco. It has been helping me in doing my businesses, which eventually I started with it. It helped me from the scratch to where I am today. And I believe that Saccos, even the other Saccos that are within here, have been helping people from within this place, that is Muranga town, to be able to boost their businesses, and those who probably are starting their businesses have been able to expand their businesses in a bigger way. So for myself, I've been advocating for the youths, the old, and all other generations to be able to join Sacco and have the benefit of the Sacco. Unlike the bank, the Saccos that we have today, the owners are the people who have joined the Sacco. The members are the owners of those Sacco. If there are dividends, if there are any other kind of a benefit that is being given by the Sacco, it is being given directly to the members, unlike the banks, whereby it benefits only the shareholders, the members who have been able to come up with that bank. But unlike the Saccos members have been able to be helped by the Sacco to do business and expand their businesses in a wider way.
Hi, I'm Nevi Kimani, a resident of Muranga County and a businessman in the town. I am a member true of a Sacco by the name Mentor Sacco. It is of great help and it has helped me a lot, even in my business and also in a personal capacity. I gain from dividends and even savings, and the dividends grow each year by year because I don't withdraw the dividend, I pour back to my savings. And on the area of regulations, yes, the Sacco is regulated by other bodies like SASRA and also under the county government, which has become a hindrance in the case of Ekeza Sacco, where they were not regulated because they didn't fall under the county or the national government.
Al Kevin Mboro. I'm a businessman in Muranga town. What I would like to say about the chama, it's that sometimes we have so many, in decision making, it becomes a problem. When you are, okay, it's easy to access money and maybe to, as they say, when you are together, you can do things, big things easily. But there is one challenge that when you are in chama, the decision making becomes a problem. That's an issue because when you are individual, you make a decision. You don't need to maybe consult anybody, and you move fast. So one of the challenges we have with chamas, it's when you are making maybe decision, that's where the issue comes in. Two, We have some chamas, some Saccos, they have so many hidden charges. You access money easily, but the issue with them, they have so many hidden charges. That's one of the challenges. And I think that's where maybe some of us becomes difficult to deal with Chama. That's all I can say.
Thank you very much. My name is Benson Mwangi Kariuki, a resident of Murang'a town. And Murang'a County is known with cooperative issues, Chama's movement, and so many people have grown from cooperatives compared to bigger institutions. Personally, as a younger person, I prefer being in cooperatives because there is easy way of accessing money, in form of loan. It's not like in the banking sector, where the bureaucracy is so big before you get money.
All right, thank you so much for that particular report there, Maina from Murang'a County. And in studio with us, we've actually got Mr. Alfred Wanyuike, who is the chairman of Thika District Business Association and Kiambu Region Business Coalition. Thank you so much for actually coming and joining us in studio today. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And so let's just get right into it. Begin by really demystifying and telling us what these business associations, really what they do and what they are, because we've been able to see a little bit about it, but now from a perspective of where you're actually on the board.
Thank you very much. First, I would like to say that business organizations are formed by a group of business people who have common interests in operating at a particular area for their own benefit and as an advocacy for their needs, an advocacy body for their needs, and of course also as a unit of maybe networking. And in business, networking is important, and also interaction, and also as a common forum for actually marketing their services or goods. So that is basically what brings businesses together. And that is why in Kiambu, we have a coalition of different business organizations dealing with the business, different business entities. We have business organizations which are agricultural based. There are those which are retail based. There are those which are manufacturing based. All of them are business organizations. But then we have one umbrella, which now kind of brings all these together. But actually not antagonizing what each business organization does, but actually it's kind of a complement, a complementary overall of organization to articulate issues of every business organization. Otherwise, every BMO, we call them BMO, that is business membership organization based groups, such that if it is hawkers, for example, they have their own organization, but they are our members. Because the challenges or the needs or the requirements of a hawker are different from a retailer. They're different from that one of a producer. They're different from a fish farmer. But fish farmers have their own. So they come together, they form one BMO or one business organization. And then at the umbrella board, at the county level, then we have an umbrella organization that covers all of them and articulates the issues of every business organization with its own identity and its own rules and regulations. But there is always a strength in numbers. So when all these BMOs come together, like ours, now we have that 7 BMOs. That is 7 organizations coming together to form one business coalition for Kiambu County. And of course, with such a voice and such a strength, you are sure will be listened to.
All right, you've talked about it being more or less like a welfare or an association where the needs and the problems or issues of these various businesses can be articulated. But definitely, other than this being one of the pros or advantages of being in a business association, there are so many entrepreneurs that actually get started in the business arena and do not understand the real importance of being in a business association or even a chama or a Sacco, even though they actually differ in various setups, actually, when you look at the regulations and how they run. So really talk to us the pros and cons of being in a business association.
Thank you very much. That is true. What you have said is true, because initially members don't like joining organizations or even Saccos when they feel like kind of they are self-sufficient or they can work on their own. What happens? There comes a time when now, even in the course of your business or in the course of whatever you do, you find that you need somebody, or you need some for example, a Sacco. You can be doing very well on your own, but then it comes a time then you find that you need now more money than the much you have. So where do you go? Your friend will not give you that money. So now that's where you realize now, I think I should have joined the chama. In the BMOs, in the business organizations, it's the same. You keep telling, you tell people to join the organization so that they can articulate the issues together. But they come slowly, reluctantly, until now something happens. Maybe, for example, if I give an example, let's say a registration is passed by the county government or the central government, and now they find that they are vulnerable. Now they feel now, because you cannot talk when you are alone, that's when they start asking, now, who is this we now talk about for us to counter this? Or when we are having things like this public participation for finance bills, then those they don't understand, maybe they don't understand, they start asking now, who will now actually explain to us or guide us, whatever. You see now, it is that need now that now makes one feel, now I need to join this, so that one need is there. So it is the need of assistance, the need of propagation, the need of progress that makes somebody, whether you like it or not, join a Sacco or a business organization. But generally people are very reluctant to, you know, people don't like where there are rules. So where you are told that this, we must do this, you must have this, you must do this. So they like a free life until now something happens, or they see something coming, or they see danger coming.
Right.
That's when they come together.
So now tell me about the downside of actually being in this particular business organization and association rather, where, you know, yes, there is that safety net and you can move together as a unit to be able to view and actually air your grievances out in the event that they come out. But of course there's a downside, and perhaps maybe even one of them could be the fees. The fees of joining could put someone off. So what really sets entrepreneurs or business people apart and makes them decide, I would rather not join a business association?
You're quite right. One of them is the subscription fee. There are those who feel maybe it is not tenable, it's not quite fair. But what we have tried to actually try to solve that problem by actually putting the subscription fee in classes. So you actually make sure that you look at where your category is and then you join at that particular level. The other thing is what I've said. If one feels that there is no challenge, there's nothing which is about to come, then why should I pay for my annual subscription and I'm not intending to do? So one, annual subscription or the membership fee, which has been a hindrance because some people can't afford even the little, what we are calling little. In fact, this year we have gone, from last year backwards, the minimum was 3,000. So we found that there are those who are now even lower in the hierarchy and they can't afford the 3,000 per year. That is per year. So we have gone down to about 1,500 for an individual informal. We are calling them informal, individual informal. That is the hookers and whatever. But if I can tell you, they still even find that 1,500 a lot of money. And there are those even who request, can we be members even without, but also, there's also the Register of Societies here. There are those parameters. He tells you that for somebody to be a member of this organization, these are the requirements. There must be that nominal fee so that you can be a member. So there's no way one can be free. The other thing that makes them feel that maybe that's the downside is maybe, you know, every person joining an organization has a feeling or a requirement or an expectation. You know, you might join an organization and maybe 6 months out the line, maybe your expectation has not been met. Because, you know, as an individual now, you joined with an expectation. And maybe because it is a big group, maybe your expectation as an individual has not been met, and you find that you're not getting actually what you came for. So maybe by the end of the year, you may find that year I did not find any benefit
from being in the association.
But those are sparsely scattered. Otherwise, I can tell you, for those who know the benefit of coming together, may it be in a circle, may it be in a welfare, may it be in an association of whatever kind, they know the fruits of coming together are great. And actually, the pros are better and are more than the cons.
They outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
So now, speaking of an individual that joins the particular or association rather, and has expectations, how is the business association able to monitor and see that this person's returns or this person's business has actually grown, and from the time they've entered this particular association until the end of the year, for example, you can be able to tell, yes, indeed, joining this association has benefited you in this way, and you've been able to bring back this much returns in opposition to not being in one?
One, we make our members. We make sure that our members have in updates, what we call regular updates of what the organization is doing and actually what is happening around them. Those that is one advantage. The updates and. Not only for the members what they are doing, and also what is happening around their working place. The other one is we usually have meetings with the members, and we have a platform. We have a platform, a WhatsApp platform, where they can also put across their views or even suggestions or even requests. So we say, unless you don't want to talk, if you want to say whatever you want, if you want to put across your problem or your suggestion or whatever you feel, we have a platform for that. And of course, we have regular meetings. We have subcommittees which deal in different things in the association, because an association has got various categories of committees dealing with the specific areas, so that every member feels that he or she is being catered for.
Right, and even sorry to interrupt, now that you've spoken of regular meetings, have you found it a challenge when these business people actually attend these meetings more consistently and regularly, because they do have businesses to run?
That is the biggest challenge, madam. And actually, for business people, what I know of business people, they are very poor in attending meetings. And if they attend, they are always late. And of course, the excuse, which I always find lame, because I always tell them, even attending the business meeting is business itself. So if you can't be late for your own business, then you should not be late for the business meeting, because it's part of business. That is the challenge. Meetings, and you find that even this meeting, if one attends this meeting, the next one, this one will not attend, another one attends. So you have to explain to this one what happened in the other meeting, and the other one didn't come for the other meeting. That is a challenge for business people. And actually, we move along with them the way they are, because when they come, then you have to proceed. But as you have said, and it is true, I concur with you, the biggest challenge with these people is keeping time and also attending meetings.
Right. So, sorry, just for the final question, because our time is actually running out. So you find that many business owners, when they're getting started, they may be ignorant to some of the things that when setting up a business. For example, even you'll be aware that the Companies Act 486 is different from the Companies Act in 2015, whereby now even registering a company, you only need to have one director. And back then you needed to actually have two. And that lack of information. So really, how does this association help to educate and to train the business person when they come in to know what it is that they have security and insurance over, even when it comes to the taxes, when it comes to regulation of how they set up their businesses?
Thank you very much. We usually have sessions and workshops. We invite the Kenya Revenue Authority personnel to come and educate and even show our members how to go about the taxations. We also usually get professionals in business management and whatever, so that they can come and even talk to those who are starting businesses and even those who are along in their business life and those who are established. So these are things we usually have workshops and meetings and invite even officers from the government. We even invite even people from the AG's offices, the Register of Societies, so that even those who would like to register, they can understand how they can go through the registration process. Those who are starting, we even have financiers coming to our meetings. We invite banks, we invite even CEC finance from the counties and central government, so that you can now talk about finances, where you can access your finances, whether it is the Biashara Fund, whether it's the bank, and how. So all this is facilitated by the organization, and that is why we say that when you join an organization, then you are sure you are going to succeed, because that is a one-stop shop where you get every information you need.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Alfred Wanyuike. And that's all the time we actually had with you for today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lucy Riley. You've been watching The Day's Counter, and we have been discussing the whole topic of business associations, chamas, and Saccos. And the question of the day was, and still remains to be, why do you think most Saccos or chamas fail? And share with us how your Sacco or chama has been successful. We'll be curious to find out your comments on social media platforms and engage with us. Do stay with us, and thank you very much. Yeah, that was very good.
Na yote yanayofungana hufunguka. Kila kukicha mapya yanasawazisha jana na ya leo.
Bila shaka hatuwezi kubadili muundo wa maisha yako, lakini hakikisho letu kwako ni kwamba